Hello everybody, my name is Graham Elwood and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Making Gotham great again, folks. That's what we're doing on this show. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch what I'm doing because the mainstream media is not covering things the way I am. Here is a perfect example. So this girl, Mackenzie Luchek, went missing about 2 weeks ago. And it's a very tragic story. And I believe it was Friday, like June 28th in there, 27th, 28th. They found her remains and they had a serious suspect. So I want to talk about why when murdered and missing Indigenous women, when an Indigenous woman goes missing, the resources aren't spent to find them. I'm not begrudging the family of this girl. It's a tragedy that she died, and it is awful. I can't begin to know the pain they're going through. I can't begin to know the pain they're going through. But imagine if that happened, and then there's no investigation, no nothing. This is how much effort went into, and this was all done in 11 days.
Investigation of Mackenzie's phone records show that her last communication were with the arrested person.
Jonna, this is a story that's, you know these cases. You've been around talking about them for through your career. What about the social media connection here and the suspect that is under arrest? I mean, this is pretty definitive.
I think it's very telling. I mean, I think our social media and our digital footprints are both a blessing and a curse, right? So when somebody's investigating a crime like this, the phone is going to reveal so much more information than it did before we had them, right? We can easily find where somebody was, or at least where their phone was, who they communicated with, what their IP addresses are. All those things, I think, in this case, was really, really helpful in getting to.
Jonna, I'm going to hold you and Dan for a moment. This is a little bit of a turn. Let me just have Joe Biden speaking the first time since last night. Let's listen.
And then they cut to Joe Biden from the debates. But I just wanted to give you a snippet because on Friday when this happened, Fox News was covering it, Headline News was covering it, CNN's Headline News. And that's this chief of police from, I believe, Salt Lake City went into detail on all the resources committed to finding her. They found her remains. They've confirmed that she's deceased, and they have a suspect. This is as of Friday, June 28th. And then the news talks to this panel of experts. They talk to former investigators. They talk to forensic experts. They went through her phone. They list the whole thing. Went through her phone records. They got forensics. They had a team of people. And it took 11 days from the time she went missing to Friday to finding out her remains. It took 11 days. It's got to be awful for the family. The family got horrible news. Again, this is no criticism of the family at all. I have 6 nieces and nephews, and if any one of them went missing, I would go nuts trying to find them, and I would want every available resource. And that's what they did. My point is, Native American women don't get these resources put towards them. More than 4 in 5 American Indian and Alaskan Native women have experienced violence in their lifetime. Native women face murder rates that are more than 10 times the national average. I was first turned on. I wasn't aware of this issue until I saw the movie Wind River, which came out about 2 years ago. It's with Jeremy Renner. I had no idea. It's a good movie. I suggest watching it. I had no idea this was an issue. That Native American women, especially if they live on a reservation, they don't even know, the statistics aren't even, they don't even know for sure. Because there's all these awful loopholes. Like if a non-native commits a crime, as I understand it, I could be wrong, but as I understand this, if a non-native commits a crime on an Indian reservation, the tribal police cannot investigate, they cannot prosecute. They need the FBI to come in. And in some cases, there'll be like one FBI agent for like the whole state of Wyoming or something. It's just preposterous. And you see the resources that were committed to finding this girl and her killer, and the evidence they've compiled. I mean, look, it was just it was the whole state. Salt Lake City Police, the state police, the FBI got involved. Thousands, and I'm talking about thousands of Indigenous women go missing and are murdered. And it's not even, they go missing and it's like, we don't know. They're murdered. There's an actual murder. There's a body. They know a murder was committed. And it's like, well, you know. So what the awful, imagine the compounding pain of your child goes missing. Your loved one, your brother, your sister, your whatever, your family member goes missing. And then there's no investigation. It's just like, man, sorry, it's not our thing. Especially in Utah. Urban Indian Health Institute, UIHI, says of the 5,712 cases of missing or murdered Native women, only 166 were recorded in the Department of Justice database. Now, in this, all I did was I put in my search engine, murdered, missing Indigenous women, Utah. And a bunch of articles came up just about the state of Utah. You talk about if you go into North America, it's unbelievable. So you can imagine the frustration, a white girl goes missing and it's every resource is just to find her. An Indigenous woman goes missing and it's like, we don't have it's not our thing. We don't have the issue, we don't have the staff, we don't have the whatever. It's preposterous. Guess what? Salt Lake City, that chief of police we just saw on Fox News, and it was a press conference that was picked up by Fox and CNN and a bunch of other people on Friday. Salt Lake City ranks among the top 10 cities in the United States where this population of women goes missing, meaning Indigenous women. Utah ranks among the top 10 states. I want to know how many hours of investigative time has this man and his office spent on finding Salt Lake City Indigenous women that have gone missing. I want to know. I'd really like to know the number of man hours put for Indigenous women versus the number of man hours for Mackenzie Luchek. I really would like to know. And I'm glad they've got answers for the family, and they have a real solid suspect. According to this, it's some guy that he picked her up. Her remains were in his backyard. I'm glad they put all those resources. I'm glad this gentleman and his staff did their jobs with this girl. Why can't they do it with all of these other women of a different ethnicity? Isn't that what justice should be? It's for everybody. Isn't justice blind? So the city of Salt Lake and the state of Utah need to answer these questions. I really would like to know. I really would like to know. And again, there's nothing to be said towards the family or anything. There's no shame or nothing for them at all. It has nothing to, they did nothing wrong. They had an awful thing happen. It's with the system and the authorities to where Salt Lake City police claim in this article, well, the Native community needs to help us out, needs to report more of these things. Well, maybe they're not reporting as many of them because nothing is done about it. Because they've never seen a press conference like this for an Indigenous woman. They've never seen that. This is an inequity that is horrifying and needs to be evened out. It's not, criminal justice shouldn't just be for like the upper middle class and above. So this is 5,700 families that are going through the worst kind of pain and suffering. The same pain and suffering that girl's family went through. They're going through the same suffering, only they're getting no conclusions. They don't know if their daughter is alive. If they know she's dead, they don't know. There's nothing. There's no resolution. So to all of my viewers, especially those that are not native, I'm not native. This is something, especially if you live in Utah or states that have Indian reservations, where this is an issue. If there's an Indian reservation in your state, this is an issue. I guarantee it. Because there's predators out there that know that they can go and they're not going to be prosecuted, or there's like 3 tribal cops for some massive, tens of thousands of square miles or something like that. Some of these reservations are huge. They're huge. So there needs to be more resources put towards this. They need to get rid of that ridiculous loophole where only the FBI can investigate. That's preposterous. And that's something that all of you can petition. That's where you can get involved. You can call up your local state legislature, your state and local representatives, and say, this ain't right. Fix this. And put some pressure on, because this is inexcusable. It's just inexcusable. Thanks for watching the show, everybody. Please support me at rokfin.com/GrahamElwood. It is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. I'm putting all the videos I put on YouTube, I'm also putting them on Rokfin. For $10 a month, you get premium access to all the videos on all of the content creators on Rokfin. And if you sign up through my site and like my videos and all that stuff, I get residual income from that. So you're helping support the channel if you go to rokfin.com. You can also go to patreon.com and support the channel. And then check Ron Placona and I out for the Progressive Comedy Tour. We just sold out 4 of 7 shows on the East Coast. July 27th, we are going to Vegas. We're returning to Vegas. We went there a year ago. July 27th, we're going to Vegas. September 5th, we're going to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. September 6th, Madison, Wisconsin. September 7th, we are going to Minneapolis. Go to GrahamElwood.com for all my tour dates and, of course, my Indiegogo so I can go to Russia. I want to do a little mini documentary and go to Russia and show Russia for what it really is, not what the corporate media is telling us. It's some sort of Russia KGB warehouse or whatever that. So thanks for supporting the show. Like, subscribe, and share the videos.